Hello and welcome to the Three Mouseketeers live stream. I'm Jared.
And I'm Amanda.
So obviously this is the podcast that understand the sibling podcast that understands your Disney addiction. Man, I'm off tonight. It's been a crazy week, guys. Sorry. So we wanted to get on here and do our live stream because Amanda is currently at Disney.
Woohoo!
So how has it been so far?
It has been fun, but there are a lot of people here right now.
I can imagine. So I guess we need to say that it is your 50th anniversary trip. You're at Disney World, and what have you done so far?
So we got here on Tuesday and we kind of just hung out and went to Disney Springs that day. Yesterday we went to Magic Kingdom, and then today we were at Animal Kingdom.
Okay, very cool.
Yeah.
Uh, all right. So, what did you do at Disney Springs? Because you've sent me a few pictures. You haven't sent me a lot, but there is one thing specifically that you did at Disney Springs that I was really jealous of. What was it?
We went to no. I went to Gideon's.
Okay, yeah.
So it was really cool. You should go on my TikTok and you can see my TikTok of Gideon's, and I will post that eventually on our T3M um, TikTok as well. I just haven't done that yet.
Yeah,
But
so give
it
your
is,
TikTok so that people know where to find it.
mine is Miss MRS under, no, hold on. I don't know. You're going to have to wait. I'll tell you
You don't
later.
even know your own TikTok account.
I, I think it's Miss Hollis, MRS HOLLIS underscore CTMB,
I
I
believe
believe
that's
is
it.
what it is. But I just wanted to verify before I said it, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
Yeah. I mean, how are you going to verify it like on the fly? You should know your TikTok account so
Yeah.
you can give it out to people.
Well, it's my TikTok. It's also my Instagram, so I really should know it.
You really should know it then. Okay. Well, we have a couple pictures and we can, I guess, talk about each individual one since you sent me different pictures.
That is the chocolate chip cookie, and it was really good. Surprisingly, they put sea salt on the top of it, on most of their cookies, actually, not just this one. But it was really yummy. My whole family liked it.
So, which one was your favorite? Was it this one or this one?
This one. This is the cookies and cream cookie. It basically has Oreos in the batter and then Oreos crumbled on top. It's really good. This one does not have salt sprinkled on top,
All
but
right.
it was yummy.
I mean, it
Very good.
looks good. So, I'm
Yes.
sure that they were both very good. And obviously, there's a lot of other desserts that you can get.
There are one of the things that I didn't really know about. I mean, I did, but out of sight, out of mind type thing. You always hear about the cookies, but they have cake as well. And they were like yay high cakes,
Yeah.
big old cakes. They look like, have you ever had like 7 layer cake when they're really tall? You know what I mean? They
Yes.
were tall like that, but they weren't like 7 layers. It was thicker layers, but
Oh, okay.
it looked really, really good. So I don't know. I'm really debating on heading back to Gideon's if I can before we leave. It was definitely worth the 110-minute wait.
Jeez. I'm
Luckily, it
sure
was a
that,
virtual queue, so it
yeah,
wasn't that bad. But
but still, I mean, to we're talking about getting into a bakery. Like
yeah,
that's
for cookies,
yeah, that's
yes,
insane.
yes.
110
So
minutes.
basically, I want to say it was around 1 o'clock after we finished lunch. My husband was like, "So, what else do you want to do here?" And I was like, "We're going to get in the virtual queue for Gideon's like right now." He's like, "Okay." So we walked over there and put my name on the list, and they said it was like 110 minutes. I was like, "Okay, that's fine. We'll go walk around." And in the meantime, the kids were not thrilled. We had gotten up at like 3 o'clock in the morning because I had to get to the airport because one of my clients dining day was the day we were flying out. So I had to be at the airport early enough that I could be ready to make their dining reservations sitting at the airport. So that was lots of fun.
Wow.
So they
And
were up
that makes
really,
for a
really
stressful
early.
day.
Yeah. It was sitting in the airport trying to do dining reservation can be a little stressful, but hey, I got all of their dining that they wanted, so it was a good day.
Oh, that's awesome. Where did they end up
Yeah.
booking?
Um, they are going to Garden Grill, Chef Mickey's, um, trying to remember now. Sci-Fi, 50s Prime Time, um, Be Our Guest. So a lot of the popular restaurants,
Yeah, a
plus two
lot of the main
lightsabers.
attractions.
Yeah.
Oh, very cool. All right,
Oh,
so I
Tester
guess
House. Like
which
all
one?
the character dining. Tester
Oh, yeah.
House. The only one I couldn't get was Topolino's, and they were just so about it anyway, so they didn't care.
Oh, okay. I mean, I hear Topolino's is very good.
It is delicious. It's probably one of my favorite breakfast places here, if not the best. I really enjoy it. So I think anybody would be happy there if they tried it. But it is really hard to get into.
I have not had Topolino's yet, so
You're
hopefully
missing
next
out.
trip. Yeah, hopefully next trip. All right. Well, what did you do your first day other than going to Disney Springs and booking your clients for their restaurants?
I flew into town. I mean, that's a big deal.
Well, besides besides
Um,
travel and all of that, was Disney Springs the
we
only thing you did that day?
we really that's about it. We did Disney Springs. We hung out at the resort, looked around just to see what was here, and that was about it. We are
Okay.
staying at a resort we haven't stayed at before. We're at Saratoga Springs.
All right. Yeah, that was going to be my next question. Like to
Yep,
give everybody where you were staying, just so they
and
can
it's
stalk
really
you, I guess.
nice.
What?
It's right across from Disney Springs. So on the way there, we took the boat. There's a boat from our resort to Disney Springs, and on the way back, I actually walked from Disney Springs back to my resort.
Okay.
So it's easy,
Are
easy
the
walk.
resorts doing anything for the 50th anniversary?
Some of them have special desserts and things, but um, and then of course they have signage up and stuff, but I haven't noticed anything else besides that.
No, like special decorations or anything like that? Because
Not
they have the
really. Maybe
iridescent theme that's going on for the parks and
right.
stuff. So I was just curious if the resorts are doing something very similar.
I'm trying to remember. I think like on the roads and stuff, I think there's the 50th anniversary signs that you see, and they're the iridescent colors, but it's not like super decorated for the 50th. But
Right.
they do have the holiday decorations up.
Okay. Well, I mean, it. Of course, they're going to have the holiday decorations up
Yeah,
because it's the holidays. Uh,
exactly.
so where did you go first day? Like your first
Magic
actual
Kingdom.
full day. You went to Magic Kingdom. All right. So talk about
Right.
that a little bit. What did you
So
see there?
actually,
What
the very
what's
first
there
thing
that?
hold on, let me start over.
Okay.
Let me start before we even went to Magic Kingdom. We went to Steakhouse 71 for breakfast. So this is brand new. It just opened in October, I believe. And it took over where the Wave used to be in the Contemporary. So it's in that spot.
Okay.
It's on the first floor in the Contemporary.
I didn't know the
And
wave closed.
it did. They replaced it with Steakhouse 71.
Okay. Good to know.
Yeah. And most of the stuff was regular breakfast type food, things you would find everywhere. But they did have a waltz hash that my husband got that has prime rib in it and like hash brown potatoes and an egg. And it was really good.
Very cool. So
Yeah.
when did that one open up? How long ago?
I believe in October.
Oh, okay. So not very long ago at all.
No, it opened with the 50th
Oh,
or
okay.
around the 50th. It was a redo for the 50th, I'm pretty sure. Because, I mean, Walt Disney World opened in 71, so it's to celebrate that.
Yeah.
it opened.
Yeah,
And
that
throughout
makes
the
sense.
resort, it had, or the restaurant, it has pictures of like when the resort opened or Walt Disney World opened. So it is showing the history of opening of Walt Disney World.
Okay. Don't they have I guess like I don't want to say museum style stuff that's there, but don't they have like some drawings and stuff that are maybe not originals but reproductions and stuff? Kind of
Yes, and
talk
that's
about the theming of it, I guess.
well, that's what I was saying. It has the pictures and stuff from when the theme park opened, when Disney World opened.
Okay.
So it's themed to
Right.
opening basically, and it's vintage pictures and things like that from opening day.
All right. Well, again, I'm sure they're probably not originals, but
Oh,
they're
I'm
just
sure not. No,
yeah,
and they're blown
probably
up.
just
I mean, they're
reprints.
huge. So I have some video of that too. I'll be posting as well.
Okay, very cool. Yeah, you haven't sent me that at all. So I'm very interested to see that.
Well, because every time I was sending you anything, you were telling me I was rubbing it in, so I slowed down.
Well, I mean, you were rubbing it in, but I mean, doesn't mean
I
I
was
don't want to
trying
see
to
it.
share, and you're saying I'm rubbing it in, so I couldn't send anymore.
Well, yeah, because you know you were.
No, I was trying to be helpful, so you had good questions to ask.
Sure.
Whatever, it's fine.
Well, the thing is, I don't need to ask questions. It's your trip. You can go
Okay.
and talk about whatever you want to talk about.
All right. Well, then let's move on. We're moving on to Magic Kingdom because that's where we went next.
All right.
And the very first thing we did when we walked through the gate was go see Mickey Mouse. The character meet and greets are back. So that was really nice. And that was a short wait. It was only about 10 minutes. And we got to go in and see Mickey Mouse and talk to him for a few minutes. And basically, they just bring you in the room and you have Mickey or whatever character all to yourself for just a few minutes and you get to talk to them. They don't talk back, obviously, or Mickey doesn't. I'm sure the princesses do. And you can't go up to them and hug them. There's a rope blocking you off, but you get to talk to them, take pictures with them. There are no PhotoPass photographers in there, so it's all selfie type or you taking pictures of your children, things like that.
Okay.
But they're coming back, which is good. I mean, that's a step in the right direction.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of upsetting that the photo pass isn't there, but like I get it.
Yeah, they're trying to make it as social distance as possible,
Right.
and that's the way they can do it.
And usually, whenever you have the photo pass, you usually have the handler, then you have like the one photo pass, then maybe an assistant with the photographer. So there's
Right.
it starts adding up with people inside of this one room.
Right. Yeah.
So I kind of
Exactly.
understand why they didn't allow the photo pass there.
It makes sense. But you can still get cute pictures. I
Yeah,
mean, as long as you have a phone with you, you know,
or a
you can still
camera.
get cute pictures.
You can bring
Or a
your own
camera,
camera.
but it's hard to take a selfie, I feel like, with your own camera.
Not necessarily. I mean, if you have a tripod and you have
That takes way
a
too
shutter
long.
button.
You don't have that much time to set up.
I
I'm
mean, if you
telling you.
already have
It's
it
pretty quick.
like ready to go whenever you get to the front of the line,
Okay.
and you just
Yep, you
plop it
try
down
that.
and say, "Okay, we're good."
Yeah.
Or you can bring your caution tape and just rope it off and just say, "Hey, we're going to be here for a little while."
Mm-hmm.
Because
Yep,
you know how
don't do
much I
that.
love caution tape.
You do. I do not recommend doing this. You do not want to get kicked out. You've spent way too much money on your Disney World vacation to get kicked out and banned for life. Trust me. Anyway,
So, were
so
there any other characters that you went to see?
that is the only one that we went to see. We were not in Magic Kingdom very long because when I said there are a lot of crowds, there were a lot of crowds. It is pre-pandemic level crowds there right
Jeez.
now. It is very crowded. So we chose this week specifically because normally if you want to see the holiday decorations, this is the week to go. Like the first week of December is usually great week to go. And this is, I've never seen it this early, this crowded. Remember whenever we went a few years ago and we went early, and then the closer we got to Christmas, the more crowded it got. And basically, like 3 days before Christmas, it was super crowded.
Yeah.
That's how it was yesterday.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
It's a lot of
Like
people.
the 3 days before Christmas, that crowded.
Like the only
It's
thing
a
that
lot of
I
people.
specifically go to in my mind is when we did the candlelight processional and everybody was in Epcot
Yeah.
that day.
That was a little different because they were also doing construction at the same time. So with the smaller area, and that
Yeah.
was just a nightmare. But it wasn't that. It was Magic Kingdom crazy before Christmas.
All right.
Yeah, it was very crowded. So we ended up, we did not ride anything. We went, saw Mickey Mouse. We went and looked at the line at um, Buzz Lightyear. We were going to do that first. And the app said it was 15 minutes. So we were like, oh, that's not bad. By the time we got over to it from Mickey Mouse, like at the gate, that theater right there, and they had the cut through open. So we went through the cut through. By the time we got to Buzz Lightyear, it was a 45-minute wait. I was like, nope. Then we walked to Little Mermaid. That very rarely has a line because it continuously moves. And it said it had a 15-minute wait. I was like, okay, let's go try that. We went. By the time we got there, it said 25 minutes. I was like, okay, 25 minutes, that's not too bad. It's continuously moving. So we'll get in that line. We stood there for like 10 minutes and we never moved. We were like basically standing still. And someone asked one of the cast members, and the cast member said that the line was 40 minutes from where we were. And I was like, nope,
Oh wow.
that is not worth it. I was like, okay, so if we're going to stand in this line for an hour for Little Mermaid, I'm not doing that. I was like, okay, let's just leave. And one of the reasons that it was okay, I felt it was okay to leave, was because we're staying in a deluxe resort, because the Saratoga Springs is deluxe resort. And we had extra evening hours at Magic Kingdom last night. So we were able to leave and not sit in all the crowds and come back late last night and enjoy the park with like basically nobody there. It was
Oh,
amazing.
nice.
Yeah.
So then what did you do? Did you just go back to the hotel and make a hotel day out of it or what?
So we went back to the hotel. Our kids were really cranky, and that's, if it was just me, I would have stayed in the lines. But
Yeah,
with
because I
my
mean,
kids being
45
cranky,
minutes
and
isn't really that bad.
it's not horrible, but whenever you have a 2-year old and a 5-year old,
Yeah,
it's
it
not
makes it a
great.
little worse.
It's worse. It was really hot. It was like 85 was the temperature, but standing on that concrete is hotter than that. And we didn't really get to sleep. I mean, we were up super early the day before. They didn't really nap. It was just a lot for the first day. So we came back, took naps. The kids took naps. My daughter was able to go swimming, which she loved. And then that evening, we went and ate dinner at our hotel and then went back to Magic Kingdom. And we just missed the fireworks. But while we were walking in, everybody was leaving. So it was really nice.
Oh, that's always a a nice feeling, right?
Yeah. So whenever we got there that night, we basically walked on to Buzz Lightyear. That was the first thing we did when we got in, and there was no line. We literally walked on the ride.
Nice.
Yeah. So it worked. If you can stay in a deluxe resort, I definitely recommend it for those extended evening hours. I only wish they were doing them at all the parks and not just Magic Kingdom and Epcot.
Yeah. Well, did you not book any like fast passes or lightning passes or anything?
No, because we had breakfast in the morning, and I didn't want to get to the park at 11 o'clock and only have Genie Plus for a few hours.
Yeah.
It only really makes sense to do it if you can be there all day. That's when you're going to get your money's worth. So I did not use it yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's
Well,
all personal opinion, but that's my opinion. I've seen on busy days people only get like one or two rides after spending $15 per person for Genie Plus because everything's gone. So if you can't be there all day and be able to use the lightning lanes later in the afternoon, it's not really worth it.
Right. Okay. I mean, that's good information to know if people are going and trying to book up the Genie Plus and all that.
Yeah.
What else did you do? So you've been to Magic Kingdom and
Hmm.
Animal Kingdom, right?
And today we went to Animal Kingdom. Hmm.
Okay. Talk about, well, I guess first,
Oh,
what have okay, yeah, go ahead.
sorry. Yesterday, another thing we did whenever we left Magic Kingdom in the middle of the day is we went over to Wilderness Lodge and we had our lunch over at Geyser Point over there. It's the one of the quick services that they have. It's like a bar, but you can also have a sit down quick service there.
Okay.
So it was really nice. It's outside on the water. They have the geyser there that goes off on the hour. So it was really, really nice.
Very
I
cool.
highly recommend it. I had a barbecue, no, brisket, a cheesy brisket is what it was called. And it was like a dip. And they do that with homemade chips. So I had that for my lunch. And my husband had a bison burger.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, what about some of the stuff that you saw at Magic Kingdom? Like, because you said you didn't spend a whole lot of time there, but what specifically did you go see?
During the day
Well, I mean, at Magic Kingdom.
at Magic Kingdom, I
Yeah,
mean, we saw the whole park because we walked the
you
whole
saw the whole
thing.
park. Okay, so
Yeah.
talk about some of the stuff that you saw there, like because right
Okay.
now there's the 50th
The
anniversary stuff
castle,
going on, and yeah,
the castle is really nice at night. That was the first time I had seen it with the new overlay, not overlays, I guess they're projections, really, on the castle. And every few minutes they would change. So there was one that was like Christmas themed when we walked in, red and green and white. The iridescent one is really cool. I don't know how they pulled it off and made the castle look like it's iridescent, but it's beautiful, I think. There's one that looks like Minnie Mouse. It's got the polka dots and everything on it. Those are the only three I saw, but I think there's like five of them.
okay,
So that's really cool. Um, of course, they have the tree when you will first walk in on Main Street in that little hub area there, or before the hub, I guess, but right in front of the train station. The big, huge Christmas tree is there. And they have Main Street all decorated. Um, we did see some of the 50th anniversary statues that they have, the gold statues.
okay.
Um,
Which ones did you
right
see?
around the Walt statue is where they have Mickey and Minnie, Donald and Daisy, Chip and Dale, Goofy and Pluto are all right there around that area. And then we saw Dumbo and Timothy, Timothy Mouse, um, Lumiere and Cogsworth and Pinocchio and Geppetto. No, Pinocchio and Jiminy Cricket.
Okay, so there's a
So
lot
we
of
did
them
see
over there
those.
then.
Yeah, Magic Kingdom has the most. Those the last two, the Lumiere and Cogsworth and Pinocchio and Jiminy Cricket were behind the carousel. So those
Okay,
weren't right in the same area. And then Dumbo was off to the side in front of the castle.
all right.
So
Anything
yeah, but we
else
did
that
see
is
several.
is new and upcoming that you saw at the park?
Oh, are you talking about Tron?
Yes, I'm talking about Tron.
Yes, we did see the last time I came to Disney World, Tron was still covered up. And now the scaffolding and the cover over it is gone. So you can actually see the shell of the ride, which was really, really cool. Obviously, it still has a long way to go, but it is neat to see that dome part, with the roller coaster that you always see in the Shanghai Disney clips of
Yeah,
the ride that you can actually see it now.
yeah. And I'm really excited for that ride. So
Me too.
I'm hoping that it opens as soon as I am able to go because I don't want to wait.
Yeah. Yeah, we could see it. We were waiting in line for Autotopia and we could see it from there. And then we went and rode Barnstormer and you could see it like really up and close right there.
Oh,
Then,
very cool.
yeah, I didn't take pictures over there because we walked right onto Barnstormer. So I didn't get to stop and take pictures. Also, I didn't want you to say that I was rubbing it in again. So I didn't take
Wow.
pictures for you.
All right. Well, what about your second day? Or I guess was that the only stuff that you've done at Magic Kingdom?
Yep, I think that's it. I think I covered it all now.
Okay. Well, then what about Animal Kingdom?
So today at Animal Kingdom, we wanted to do stuff we haven't necessarily done before because once again the park was crowded. The pretty much the whole day while we were there, Flight of Passage was an hour and a half plus wait. Um, it was interesting because part of the time, Navi River was longer wait than Flight of Passage. I was like, there's no way I would wait for that.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. So like Flight of Passage would be 90 minutes and Navi River would be 95. So it wasn't like crazy much longer, but
So about the
still,
same, but just slightly above.
yeah. To me, that ride is not worth. I mean, I don't know that I would wait 30 minutes for it, much
No, I mean
less an hour and a half.
it's a pretty ride, but it's not anything special in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's not
And
something that I'd wait more than 30 minutes for.
right. And 30 minutes, the only reason I may wait is the last time we came, my son loved that ride. He's 2.
Yeah.
So
It's something he
he
can ride.
it's something he can ride. There's not much in Animal Kingdom that he can ride. That's something he can do, and he loved it. He wanted to ride it over and over and over and over again. And when we came in August, he could because there was nobody here.
Yeah.
We got spoiled, and now it's crazy busy.
Well, yeah, it's
Yeah,
December at Disney World. So
yeah. So, but it felt like summer. It's like 85 degrees.
I know. Uh,
It's kind of crazy.
you're going to get that one day where a cold front's going to come in like unexpectedly.
I don't think so. I think we're
Probably
supposed to
not.
have like 85 like the whole time,
Yeah.
which is it is really
It's
odd. I mean,
Florida in December.
usually
It's going to
it's
be in the
Florida in
80s.
December. Um, a couple of times we've had to like buy sweatshirts and stuff because it was super cold and we weren't expecting it, but I don't think I've ever had it where it's this warm. It's warmer now in December than it was when we were here in February. I don't know. It's
Hmm.
crazy.
Well, what did you do specifically at Animal Kingdom that you're really excited about?
So today we did the Wilderness Explorers. So we didn't complete it because we have another day at Animal Kingdom, but we got a lot of the Wilderness Explorer badges for my daughter. She loved it. She's all excited. Apparently, it's made her like bugs now, which, if you knew her, you know how
Yeah.
terrified she is of bugs. It
That
doesn't
is
fit.
that is typically a no-go.
Right. So she keeps telling us how much she loves bugs now because she learned about them today while we were doing the Wilderness Explorers badge. It's
That's
great.
funny.
Um,
That really
and
surprises me, in all
it's
honesty.
I don't know that she really likes them, but she likes learning about them at least.
Yeah.
Step in the right direction.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. We also rode the train out to Rafiki's Planet Watch to that area about back there. Went to the petting zoo and went inside and got to see where the vets work. My daughter also says she wants to be a vet when she grows up. She's been saying this probably the last year or so that she wants to be a vet. And so it was really cool to show her where the vets were working and what they were doing that day and things like that. So that was fun.
Very
We
cool.
saw them drawing back there, but with the 2 little ones, didn't think that was probably a great idea for us to sit down and try to draw.
Yeah.
But it is back there, and it was really neat to see them drawing back there. So, other than that, we went and saw Kite Tails today. We went and put our name on the wait list for Yak and Yeti because we're Landry's card members, and that means we get to go in without having a reservation. So we went and put our name on the wait list, and they said it was going to be about 30 minutes, which isn't bad. Knowing that the restaurant was totally out of reservations, that we could get in 30 minutes was pretty good. And it just worked out perfectly. We were there at like 10 after 12 to put our name on the list, and Kite Tails started at 12:15. So put our name on the list, walked right over to Kite Tails and watched that. And that was pretty good. It was a lot shorter than I anticipated.
Yeah.
I
How
think they
long is
played,
that?
it was only maybe 10 minutes, I want to say, maybe 15, but it didn't
Hmm.
feel like it was that long. They played 3 songs, 4 songs, and then that was it. And everybody left. So we
Okay.
saw the Lion King version, the Jungle Cruise, not Jungle Cruise,
Jungle
sorry,
Book.
Jungle Book version may is probably different. I mean, it is different, but it may be different length. I don't know. We didn't see that one.
Okay. Do you have another day at Animal Kingdom, or is that your only day?
We do have another day at Animal Kingdom.
Okay. So are
So
you going to try to get
initially,
it for the Jungle Book?
yes, I'll try to do that. The thing is, it just lists them on the. It just says Kite Tails. So
Yeah.
whatever you see Kite Tails, you don't know which one you're going to really get until you get there.
Right.
So
Well, then just go to one where you think you have the time, and then if it's the Lion King, I would assume that they probably don't do Lion King back to back to back. They probably do Jungle Book the next show.
you would think, but by that time, you've moved on to do something else. I know for sure whenever we go back, we have to do Flight of Passage. It's my daughter's favorite ride, so she was disappointed we didn't go today, but it just didn't work out. So we'll
Yeah, I
try
mean an hour
again
and a half.
next time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
With
remember going whenever it first opened, and that line was
Sing for
absolutely
3 hours.
ridiculous. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. We
Like it
can't
felt
do
like it
that
was more
with
than
the
three.
512.
I think it was like 3.5, wasn't it?
I think when all was said and done, it was probably about 3.5. Yeah.
It's just
It was
crazy that we
long.
waited
It was
three and a
long.
half hours for it.
It was well, it was kind of deceiving though, because it said it was only an hour. And so we
Yeah.
stood in line thinking it was only
Right.
going to be an hour. And then after you've been in line an hour and you get up to where you see the sign and then it says it's an hour and you're like, well, I already stayed in the line for an hour.
Yeah.
So why would I get out of the line now? You're already
Right.
suckered into it. And then it ended up
It
taking
was
longer than
awful.
that. So
It was
it was
very
crazy.
unorganized whenever it first opened up.
Yeah, I mean, and that wasn't even when it first opened, though. I mean, it had been open for a couple of years whenever we went the first time.
Did it? I thought we went the year that it opened.
Nope, it had already been open a couple of years.
Huh. Man.
So,
I guess I'm
yeah,
just not remembering correctly.
yeah, it
Yeah,
was crazy.
that is absolutely crazy.
It just happened to be our first time
Maybe
to
so.
ride
Maybe
it,
that's what it
but
was.
it was there for a while before we got there. Yeah. Um, so we'll definitely have to go and do that again. Originally, we had planned a Hollywood Studios day for that day, but that was when Rise of the Resistance had the virtual queue, and I wanted to give us 3 opportunities to possibly get a Rise of the Resistance pass. But now that they don't do that anymore, there really wasn't a reason to have 3 Hollywood Studios days. I don't feel like.
Well, I mean,
I can't sit there and ride Tower of Terror all day, Jared.
you can. It is
I can't.
possible.
I have 2 little kids. One of them can't ride it. He's too little.
Hmm.
And my 5-year-old, I think I may have convinced her to ride it with me again, but it's not her favorite.
I thought she liked it the first time.
She was okay with it.
All right. Mine,
She
my
liked it,
daughter
but she doesn't
absolutely loves
love
it.
it.
It's her favorite ride,
Yeah.
which
So
I'm very happy that she loves it.
yeah, and mine may like it whenever she gets older, but she's 5. She's
Maybe
still
a
a
little
little
bit.
young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess what are the decorations like at Animal Kingdom?
We did see I don't know what they're called. They're like puppets almost, but the cast member is kind of like part of the animal. So they have a
Oh
seal
yeah.
that it goes on their arm and they kind of dance with it. Little penguins that are on like rollers and sticks that they push around. Um, like a deer that the cast member is inside it, and whenever they move, the deer looks like it's like walking and moving. I guess they're kind of like puppets, but they're not. I don't know. It's kind of weird. But we saw them out today. Um, they are really pretty. I really like those. Other than that, they have the big Christmas trees out and the decorations in that little town part right there. Um, I want to say that's about all I saw there, but usually Animal Kingdom is a little more minimalist with the holiday decorations, I feel like. And
Well,
we
I'm
weren't
not
there at
specifically talking
night.
about just holiday decorations. I'm also talking about the 50th
50th.
anniversary. Yeah.
I didn't really see that I remember anything that stands out with that. Um, really just up in the front, I feel like is where most of the decorations are at Animal Kingdom.
Like they don't do an overlay on the Tree of Life or anything like that.
We were not there at night. We
No.
left at
I mean,
like
that's the best part of it is the
it
Tree of
is. I do
Life
like
at
that,
night.
but the plan was to go back, so we planned to leave, let the kids take a nap and go back. But the Animal Kingdom is closing at 7, and by the time my daughter woke up, it was going to be too late. So
Oh, okay.
we didn't end up getting to go back. The plan was to go back. We just didn't get to.
All right.
So this has been a much more laid back trip than what we usually do. We're not staying in the park all day, going.
It
Um,
kind of has to be at this point, right?
It doesn't have to be. I mean, if it was all adults or older kids, it would be different. But with the two little ones and it's just us, there's no reason for us to push ourselves. We're just
And you can
enjoying
always
it.
just go back to the resort and go to the pool or
Yep.
do
And
something
that's what
around
they
there.
did. My son went swimming earlier. My daughter went swimming tonight with their dad. So they're enjoying the pool.
And
It's
there you
fun.
go.
We don't ever get to do that. So we get to do that this time.
Oh, I always make sure that I go and sit in the hot tub at the end of the day.
Yeah, you do.
That's yeah. That's a must for me.
Yes. You also don't have little kids that you have to get in bed and things like that. So
Very true.
it's
All right.
different.
Well, I guess to finish out your trip, where are you going to be going?
Well, the last thing that we did today, we went to Port Orleans, French Quarter. So we went and had dinner there tonight just to see
Okay.
something different. They have the beignets are back, so they have those. We had king cake in the quick service, and they have different little desserts that are 50th anniversary desserts.
Okay.
So I specifically wanted to mention that because you've been asking about 50th anniversary stuff.
Yep.
So um, I had a macaron that was on the top. It had the 50th anniversary logo on it, which is pretty cool. And they also had, I think it's a cookie with mousse on top. It's like a little dome that's gold and iridescent. So that was
Very
pretty. I
cool.
didn't have that, but I saw it. Other than that, after tonight, we have Hollywood Studios tomorrow. And tomorrow evening, we are having dinner at Steakhouse 71. So, another new experience for us. Um, I have, I don't know, Epcot on Saturday. And I think we're doing Beaches and Cream Saturday evening. We have a candlelight processional later on at Epcot
And who
with
is going to be the presenter?
we have Lisa Ling. So we aren't 100% sure if we're going to keep that one or not, but Garden Grill is where we would eat if we decide to keep it. And we also have Whispering Canyon that we'll go eat at one night. Trying to think anything else that's different that we haven't had before. Not that I can think of, but there may be. Who knows?
Okay. I still say that you need to go back to Gideon's and get me something and send it overnight. Just a
Yeah,
recommendation.
I'm not doing that. I may get them and bring them home and freeze them. I've heard they turn out really good. Like you can freeze them and they're still good. So I may do that, but we'll see. I'm not promising anything.
Okay. I mean, still, you have the option of just overnighting it. All right.
I'm not
Well,
doing
I
that.
guess what has been your favorite part of the trip so far?
Um, Favorite part of the trip. All of it. I don't know. That's hard to say.
Okay, come on now.
I don't know. I've tried to go with the flow more. Like usually I stress about getting places and being certain places at a certain time, and it's been nice not having to do that this time because I mean yesterday we had breakfast and the only thing we really had to worry about today about getting at a certain time was a capture your moment session that we had this morning. We ended up we were going to be late. They called and asked us if we knew how to get there, and I was like, I don't think we're going to make it in time. And she ended up pushing it back 30 minutes for me so that we made it.
Oh,
um,
nice.
that is the only things that we've really had up to this point to really worry about getting places at a certain time. So other than that, we kind of just went with the flow. And whenever the kids are tired, we're like, okay, let's go back to the room. And it's been kind of nice to do it like that instead of rushing the whole time.
Yeah.
So
Just
I
have
have
a
enjoyed
packed
that.
schedule.
Right. And it made it where, like, waiting in line at Gideon's, my husband brought the kids back to the room because our room was finally ready and they were tired. So he brought them back, and I was standing in line by myself and started a conversation with another lady. And we were talking about the different types of cookies and how busy it's been. So it's been nice just to talk to other people and feel comfortable doing it, during the other visits during the pandemic, it wasn't like that. A lot more people just kind of stayed to themselves. You didn't talk to anybody else.
Yeah.
So even though, I mean, everything's not totally over yet or whatever, it was still nice to be able to talk to people and have a conversation and talk about Disney and what you're excited about and things. So that was really nice too.
All right. Well, I guess the one thing that I wanted to kind of finish up on was you sent me a few pictures, not very many, but one of them that I was really excited about was Tron.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, a good picture of what you can start to expect seeing at Disney World. Let's
Mm-hmm.
see what else we got. We
I
got
loved
the
those
castle in the
pictures.
distance.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good picture with the reflection there on the bottom.
I thought
And
I
I'm
did a
sure we can
really good job.
probably what's that?
I thought I did a really good job taking those
Yeah, you did.
pictures
I'm
because
sure
my
we can
husband wasn't even
probably
with me
post
to
these
point me.
on social media so that other people can see it too.
Yeah. My husband wasn't even with me to point me in the right direction on what to do. I did those on my own. So I was very proud of myself.
Well, congratulations. And this last one is the best one. So it's the
Yeah.
castle with the iridescent overlay on it.
Isn't it really cool?
It's very cool. I like it a lot.
I thought those were neat. I don't know how, I mean, I know it's done with lights, but it really pulls off the effect that it's iridescent,
Yeah.
which is neat.
It looks very good. I
So,
really like it. I really wish that they would keep this color scheme on like the rest of the time because it's very nice. I like it a lot.
well, they will for the next, I don't know, 16 months. You have
Yeah,
16 months to get back.
16 months, but I'm talking about for a longer time than that.
Yeah,
Anyway,
it is really pretty. I like it. And having the darker colors on the castle really makes sense now. I know a lot of people were kind of up in arms about it whenever they first changed the castle colors, but I think it all makes sense and it looks really good with the way the lighting is on it now. I think it's really
Yeah.
pretty.
All right.
So,
Well, unless you have anything else, I think that we can go ahead and end the episode there.
all right.
Any last thoughts?
Um, Disney World's still fun. So if you want to plan a vacation, you can contact me and I can do that for you. My services are complimentary. You can find me on Facebook at Amanda Hollis, Capture the Magic Vacations.
All right. Well, then that's going to do it for this live stream. Thank you all for joining us. Definitely, if you haven't been following us on YouTube, you can find us at bit.ly/T3M YouTube, and that's all lowercase. That's T, the number 3M YouTube. Also, find us on all social media at T3M Podcast, and just you can email us, talk to us. T3mpodcast@gmail.com is the email address. But yeah, we'd love to hear from you. So until next time. Also listen to the podcast. We have the podcast on all major
Oh, by the
podcasting
way,
apps, and that's Apple, Stitcher, Spotify, Google Play, Google Podcast, whatever it's called these days. But yeah, go and subscribe and follow the show. But other than that, that's all I got. Amanda, what about
all
you?
right. That's it for me too.
Okay, well then have a zippity doo dah day.
And see you real soon.